Hello everyone, Fratferno here, and don't expect much of commentary on this series. Partly because I already have like 6 or 7, I think 7 subscriptions of mine have done either streams or maybe a cut video of like the prologue or something, like a let's play sort of thing, or just yeah, basically one of those. Either of those for this game, this remake of this game, um, including 2 channels, Arlo and Bringle, who've kind of more specifically targeted, like done content on this game, commentating on it, saying, "Oh boy, can't wait, hope it goes on the Switch," and here we are. So, those who were longtime followers of my channel here will remember, first off, I didn't show the first cutscene, this cutscene going on, because it's not necessary on the GameCube. So, I think it was like 9 years ago or so, I did a playthrough of this on GameCube, in which I only upgraded badge points. I think I got all the way up to 99 through those level ups. I did not buy anything, and I only used one item. The power block for the bristles, because I didn't feel like I could have maybe superguarded them or whatever it was called in the GameCube days, but and I think super guarding might be easier in this game, in this rendition. There are actually new boss fights in this game. I won't tell you who they are, mind you, but they're not new characters. They're characters that you think, oh boy, it would be funny if I fought them. It would be interesting I fought them. So there's your little hint. But that'll be much later on. I might get to that, but they're very, very difficult. Those are probably kind of... They don't really make it necessary to super guard, but it's much advised. Anyway, that aside, so this is going to be an inverse of that old playthrough. First off, as I mentioned, I'm not going to do much commentary on this playthrough. I just feel like I don't have a lot of time to do that. Like I don't want to bother my family with doing that. Although I guess I could. But honestly, now I feel like I kind of prefer doing post commentary. It feels more natural. Like I can think instead of having to pick what moves or items to use. So that's one difference from they'll play through. Second difference, I will use items lots of times. It'll speed up the game so we can go through this quickly. So if you want to go have a quick playthrough of this, and this is the playthrough for you, because as you can see, I'm going through the text boxes quickly. However nice they are, they got the character voices. We got a little mwee-hee-hee-hee from the hooded figure, hinting at who they are. So yeah, using items, I'm gonna use items. Another thing, I'm gonna upgrade whatever I want. Maybe it'll be FP only, but oh, I think now we're having some Paper Mario 1 music for a bit. It helps if I don't talk, you can hear the music more. So that's that. Of course, this is the beginning. You got the chapter, the prologue. I don't know if I'll be doing commentary throughout this whole thing. I might have time to do the whole thing. But it's like, as you can see, it's like half an hour. Anyway, we'll use items, upgrading whatever I want. as in not necessarily badge points. In fact, badge points will probably take a back seat. Maybe I'll never upgrade badge points. I don't know. That might be a bit too much of a challenge, but who knows? Anyway, what else? No Superguards. People can do it, and I feel like they're very powerful. If you're like an expert at that, you can just go through the whole game, you can do whatever, and it's no problem. But you know what? I'm gonna do this as if I'm not good at the game, as if I'm not getting those through. And speaking of which, another kind of low skill stipulation: I'm not gonna use any special moves. Those, like, we'll get one like most of the way through this. They're like magic moves that do big things. They're big moves that do big things, and they're very useful, which is why I won't use them. I've used them copiously in that old playthrough, so that's why I'm not gonna use them in this playthrough. I think I can do it without them. You know, I can just take turns to use items. You know, we got the fire flowers, we got the thunder rages. You know, they're pretty good. And I think and I'll check the shops to see if I can find anything else that's good. Well, come to think of it, yeah, I think I will upgrade badge points, because there's the badge shop, and I want to use the badges from the badge shop, not the ones I find around. If I find a badge or an item, then I will sell it for quite a few coins, and thus I will have plenty coins to spend on other things, you know, on stuff that, like, on my own items I buy, my own coins and badges I buy. That makes this an economy run. You know, I'm fueling the economy. You know, I'm bringing items to the people who can sell them, and likewise with badges, the ones I already got, I can assume that I'm whatever. The reasoning is not perfect, but the point is that I'm going to not just. This isn't just any playthrough of the game, or you know, you equip Power Smash, and you use the cricket badge. I think I did a video without the cricket badge. Wait, no, not cricket, but Chapter 2 has the badge. It makes it easier to defeat the boss. In the GameCube, it sounded like a cricket, made you sound like a cricket. In this game, it's different. I won't tell you what it is, but it'll make more sense. Come to think of it, I might not do commentary over that part, so I'll just tell you. It makes your attacks sound like a frog, which makes sense, because frogs are much more likely to be poisonous than crickets. Although crickets are gross, don't get me wrong. I've eaten some cooked crickets, I think, or yeah, I think they were crickets. Cooked bugs. They have this kind of like, it's like they're spicy and savory in a weird way. I mean, they're not like make you throw up kind of gross, but they're like, okay, they're an acquired taste for sure. Like olives. I think I've kind of acquired that taste, but I don't know. I'm fine with black olives, but green ones, especially with the little red stuff in the middle, I guess, I don't like them. You know, maybe if you mush them together with some other stuff into a guacamole or something. I don't know. I don't think this game ever slows down. However, it is slowed down to 30 frames per second. But I think we're going to have that consistently. You can kind of tell with all these X-Nauts jumping around. Oddly enough, I just noticed he said that they left, and the only way out is, well, either on a boat or up this way. But whatever, let's just say that I don't know. I don't know where the logic is. Maybe they decided to stop fighting or something. I think the animation back there with the piantas and the gobos, I think, or robos, they that goes along in accordance to you going through Goombella's dialogue so that she comments on it right on time. Let me check something. Yeah, Toadsworth sounds close enough to the way he used to sound in the original. I mean, like in Super Mario Sunshine. Got my headphones on. I'm watching the recording I have of the game while I'm recording. That way you can see, or that way I can see what's happening. So yeah, this will be the first of a few episodes of this that I will have commentary over, in which I do it like this, where I have it on my editing software, Wondershare Filmora, and I have it there. I don't really recommend Filmora. I mean, it's better than most, I guess. It has this thing where it updates often, and I think maybe once a year it updates to like a new version, like 13 to 14 or whatever, and it charges like $30, which is it's reasonable. It's reasonable for a hobbyist like myself. This is a hobby. This is not my job. However much I'd like it to be my job, because I find it entertaining to be able to do this. The menus, I feel, are a bit slower than usual. It's gonna take me a while to get used to them. If you've watched like or played the GameCube version, you can nose it for sure. Like selecting attacks is slower and so on. So that's unfortunate. There's plenty of positive things about this remake. There's like some shortcuts. A few rooms have been changed to be more streamlined. But yeah, it's not perfect. Maybe there will be a couple of updates for it, for improving it. I mean, I don't see why this Switch version should not be able to work better, to be fast enough to understand commands like in split seconds. I mean, if the GameCube can do it, surely this can. Maybe. Anyway, I'm getting that over with. I don't think I'll get to the West Rogue port in the next chapter. I just, I mean, that's gonna happen. It gotta happen at some point, right? So I might as well get it over with. Yep, ordering those contacts. It takes a chapter, although it might instead take like I don't know. There's probably a way, like, just in case you get to, I think her name is Tasty or Zesty, one of them. Zesty, I think it is. I think you can get to her contacts in the Chapter 2 intermission, and then maybe still get through it, like get them ordered and brought in sooner rather than later. I don't know. One can only hope. Or even assume. Save blocks are changed. All you need to do is just jump into them. You don't need to select save, which is good. That's a change. Makes things more streamlined, more straightforward. You know, quicker. Like you jump into the block, you'll know what it is. You can see it. It's shining rainbow. Anyway, that bandit will always take the half as many coins as you have. And check it out. You can hammer anyone. You can hammer your partner if you want. It won't do anything. They'll just be in pain. Yeah, there you go. Got back up to 90. 91. What a number. 91 is my birth year. Yeah, 1991. So I was just old enough. Well, I didn't have a Super Nintendo, but I was just old enough to be a kid. Right at the time when Nintendo 64 came out. Yeah. Then my parents actually divorced when I was like halfway through childhood. But then I got this. I think I got this at my mother's house, or well, my grandmother's house. And then my mother and I, eventually moved into another house that we had from family. And now I'm back in my grandmother's house. How about that? After all that time, I'm back playing the 1,000-Year Door in this house. In this old house from like 1960 or 1962 or whatever year it was. Yes. I am old money middle class, so to speak. I even have an IRA. I'm a responsible adult, like Professor Frankly over here. Indeed, could be a monster in there. Well, I mean, if you're a fan of this game, you know what it is, and you know that it's actually fitting. Like when I saw what it is, I was like, oh, I see what's happening here. What has happened. But I won't spoil that. That's like way more than a chapter away. Make sure this is recording okay. I think so. I guess I'll comment on the music, like the musical instruments on this have changed. Which is, I mean, given fan feedback, it is a mixed bag. And if you ask me, it's a mostly positive bag. Like a bag of chocolates, but one of them is melted. But it hasn't made too much of a mess. So that's fine. But then again, you should probably not eat a bag of melted chocolates. That might not be healthy. Well, of course it's not healthy, but it might not be safe. It might be toxic. Hoodlums. We have a lot of old language. And I'm skipping basics. I'm skipping the tutorials I can skip. Frankly, I don't care. You know? I'm familiar with this game. You are probably familiar with this game. Well, actually, maybe not probably, but you know, well, if you're watching me, you probably are. Like, I think my audience, I checked it once, like a few days ago, and YouTube did say that the 25 to 34 age demographic is the bulk of my views, I think. Maybe I saw it on only one video, but whatever. The dialogue here has changed. I think the Goomba's catcalled Goombella in the original. So I'm going to avoid certain fights, but get into other fights. For example, Goombas, I will fight them because they're easy to beat. If you're good, if you're not bad at the game, if you have adequate skill, you see this is a low skill, not a no skill challenge, then I can defeat them in one fell swoop, like this. I will also still do stylish moves just because I can, because they look nice. Look at that, we got confetti. What I don't like about the remake here is that you still see Zero, which I guess kind of makes sense because there's a lot of changes compared to the or a few notable changes compared to the North American release of the game, or maybe the American release. One of which is that instead of seeing a little spark when you don't take damage, it now says 0, because 0 is a number. Did you know that? I bet you didn't. No, I'm kidding. But 0 is indeed a number. It's not a creative number, but I don't know where to take that joke, that reference. There's also like a few characters whose names have changed, which, I mean, it's something to get used to. Like, I guess I shouldn't mention it because it's more than a chapter away. But in like overall, like in the grand scheme of things, it's probably better. Like, it fits with what the characters say. You know, I'm not gonna jump into it, but because I already spoiled the badge that I'm gonna skip. I mean, I didn't tell you what it's for, like why you would change the sound of your attacks, but as I said, if you're a fan of the game, you probably already know. So as I mentioned, these items, I'll pick them up, I'll sell them. Is it a waste of time to just pick them up anyway if I'm just gonna sell them? Probably. Do I care? No, not really. I mean, this game's gonna take like 18 hours anyway, and I'm taking off time just because I'm going through the dialogue quickly, but then again, I'm not really sure. I just want to get through this game before September, because September is when I'm going to get to, as I mentioned, Pokemon Omega Ruby. Oh, that folded part of the wall there next to the pipe up there, that's new. As I said, there are some rooms that have changed, like they look different now, and what's behind that folded paper is one thing that's changed for the better. As I said, like maybe 85% of the changes are good, I'd say. Maybe 90. I'd have to really think about that, really pull out the calculator and crunch those numbers. Anyway, I'm jumping here because, and I don't know if I did this in the original, on the playthrough I did of the GameCube version, but there's an item in a hidden block, not a Kaizo block. But speaking of Kaizo, that's a little Kaizo trick, an enemy with such a dangerous item. On this part of the game, like, you know, even if it used it, like, what'll happen? I'll take like 4 damage from these spinning creatures. No big deal. There's the badge. Pretty good badge. It's a shame I won't use it, except for selling it. Remember, this is the economy run. The low skill economy run. Let's see. Yep. Don't forget your keys. I know what's there. This is not my first time on the rodeo. Hey, you! Get off of my cloud! Just said, hey, you. That's what I thought of. Still got shaking text. Oh, he's so scared. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I guess, I forgot to mention, Happy Memorial Day. Why do I mention it now? Because I think, according to the lore, I think this is a fallen hero. Like, the Cataclysm took him down, I guess. They, like, there were heroes before us, and they did a thing that was heroic, but they didn't make it, or something like that. Maybe that cataclysm was so strong that they just barely were able to stop it, but they had to make some sacrifice, and now they're in these chests here to give us these interesting curses that are actually useful. It would be kind of funny if they implied that these were actually kind of upgrades. I mean, Mario's even got his thumbs up. He's like, "Oh, I get it. I like it." Oh, speaking of Mario, I think we have the same old voice lines. You know, you know, Nintendo probably went back into the vault of the old sound effects and just threw them in here. You know, not bothering to go with like the new voice actors from Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I haven't played that game in like months. And I checked it, and the total I played it was about 7 hours, which is, compared to my other games, it's not that much. But and then again, it maybe they kind of balance each other out, right? Like I pay $60 for this, I pay for 60 for that, you know, and so on. But then there's some games I played for like 200 hours, like Super Mario Maker 2. That game you can check out a playthrough sort of thing of that game that I did of my own levels. I made over 50 levels. Now that's something. I even did a let's play of playing through those levels in the Super World, really big Super World. So that was fun. But now my creative juices have run out in terms of that game. Maybe there will be a Super Mario Maker 3, and I will add more wonderful things. But who knows? Maybe when Super Mario Maker 3 comes out, then I'll get a whatever comes after the Switch. So, and maybe by then there will be a bundle, so I don't have to pay another $60. Oh, here's 60, here's 60. Jeez, Nintendo, you're really wringing out my wallet. Maybe I'll, I get that in a bundle. Who knows? If not, it's no huge. It's a bit of a deal, but that's it. Anyway, where were we? Ah, yes, pipe travel. That's efficient. I like how Mario's so expressive. Everyone's more expressive in this game. Very nice. But Mario, you know, he has to really emphasize it's the princess. Hopefully she is not involved with them. Lord Crump and his ilk. Off we go. Let's go. Ah yes, Frankly has to say goodbye to us outside. Yep, special moves. No tutorials for me. Well, there will be one or two that are mandatory, but if I can choose not to, I will choose not to. And I will also choose not to use this badge, as I said. Although I do like that badge, don't get me wrong. I do not hold it against you if you choose to use such a powerful badge. I mean, at this point in the game, there's not much that you can use your flower points on. So that's that, you know. Where was I? Oh. News. Stay with the news. It's still there in the game. Maybe it was used for something. Oh, harrowing. Spooky. But now it's just sitting there. Oh, she only says that. Okay. So excited. This mouse is so joyful. Is so glad to be able to sell these wonderful badges. I mean, well, one of them is no. Okay, not wonderful, really. They're pretty good. Anyway, I'm a-selling. Yep. This too. It's only 2 badge points, but I'm sorry, I'm just not using it. I don't like relying on luck anyway with this game. Anyway, there's GameCube sounds. I'm not buying it. I know it's 1 coin. I know I can put it on and put it off, but I don't care. This playthrough is about the full experience of the new Nintendo game. It's based on an old Nintendo game, but without the old music, because I mean, the people went out of their way to make the new music. Okay, so I'm gonna use it. Anyway, I put on the only useful badges I could find. Simplifier could be good, but I don't want to, you know, I feel like it's unfair, because I'm not going to use special moves, so Simplifier is just a benefit to me, and I just don't feel like it would be right to do that, you know? And I'm pretty good at the action commands anyway. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll get it. But right now, I have badges that have use for sure that will be useful, so I shall use them. Speaking of useful, this guy, who when I saw him in Glitz Pit or Glitzville, which is later on, but whatever, it's a place. I had no idea what he was, but apparently he gives you tips and tricks, which is good because, as you can see, there's a lot to the battling system. Yep, that's how Superguards work, and I'm not doing them. Because if I did do them, then this game would become too easy. Turns out I had more time to record than I thought I did. This, as I said, I'm actually recording my voice here on Memorial Day when I have time off of work. And apparently my grandmother, who I live with here, is away. So I can record without bothering her. Unfortunately, we don't have much. I don't have much to do with Bella. Could have defended, but it wouldn't have done anything. So there you have it. I took 1 damage. Oh, whatever shall I do? Oh boy, I don't know if I can make it. That 1 damage. And hey, sometimes when you defeat an enemy, you get their item, or even their badge. But, as I said, this is the economy run. If it's not bought, I'm not using it. If I don't buy it, I don't fly with it. Speaking of flying, looks like that blooper's flying. Yeah, so here we go. Chapter Prologue. prologue, not chapter. A prologue boss. Alright, yep. It's a good idea to put Goombella in front, but not to Tattle. I should probably mention that in the description. No Tattles. Because I don't need them.